Once upon a time, on a beautiful day at a daycare, there were three children. The first child's name was Adolfo, the second, Joseph, and the third was named Winston. These three kids were all playing together with their toys when little Adolfo got an idea. You see, Adolfo was getting bored of the toys he had, so he asked Winston if he could borrow some of his, but nevertheless, Adolfo never intended to return them. After Adolfo took 3 of Winston's toys, he started to get greedier. Adolfo wanted Winston's red Power Ranger action figure, but he knew he would need Yosef's help if he wanted to get it. Now, with Yosef at his side, Adolfo confronted Winston and took his red Power Ranger. Winston what to tell on them to Mr. Roosevelt, the teacher. But Roosevelt scolded Winston for just being a tattler. Mr. Roosevelt went over to Adolfo and Joseph to see them playing together with their toys, sharing, so he could not put either of them on timeout because of this. Adolfo then proceeded to take more and more of Winston's toys, with each taking the bigger and better toy. Adolfo almost grabbed Winston's last 5 toys, but Winston managed to grab his lasts and hide them in the sandbox before Adolfo could grab them. Seeing that he would not take the toys without getting a timeout, Adolfo looked around to decide on where to get more toys to play with. Adolfo saw that Joseph had grown a large collection of toys. Adolfo walked over to Joseph and took a toy from him that was just out of his reach. When Joseph realized what Adolfo was doing, he grabbed all the toys he had and ran to the playground with Adolfo in pursuit. Joseph hid as best as he could, but alas, Adolfo eventually caught up and exclaimed, "The toys, they are mine!" Joseph, fearing for his toys that he had cared for, started to cry loudly. With Mr. Roosevelt hearing these cries, he hurried over to the child. Roosevelt asked, "Are you okay? What happened?" The little Joseph only managed, "Adolfo, he wants to take my toys away from me." Mr. Roosevelt turned to Adolfo, scolding him, saying, "You cannot have all of the toys. Each of the toys must be shared between you and the other children." Mr. Roosevelt picked up Adolfo and walked him over to a stool in the corner of the playground. "You're on timeout, Adolfo. 15 minutes. Adolfo, on timeout, was forced to watch as the toys were returned to the children, who played together and had fun the rest of the day, and finally went home to their families. The end.
Created using Powtoon.